Chinese investment in Afghanistan could fuel the production and exports of dangerous drugs to the U.S. One America's Kristian Rouz looks into this matter.
International efforts to bring peace and stability to Afghanistan appear to be running into a centuries-old problem yet again. Welcome to Kandahar, an Afghan province recognized among the world's top sources for highly lucrative illicit exports. That trademark product being opium and its derivative, heroin. Kandahar and its neighboring province of Helmand are marked with a heavy presence of the Taliban, whose warlords reportedly control a large share of the global trade in heroin. According to the UN, Afghanistan accounts for some 80% of heroin production worldwide, and at least 500,000 acres of its territory are used by the Taliban to grow the opium poppy.
Not only the Afghan problem, the Afghan government that is unable to fight opium and narcotics, but it's also the international community that is actually failing miserably to fight the opium products.
And recent reports suggest Afghanistan's opium industry could get an unexpected boost from mainland China. Back in 2016, the Afghan government signed up to Beijing's Belt and Road Investment Initiative with plans to build railway lines in Kandahar and Helmand. This would allow China to boost economic and political influence in both Afghanistan and neighboring Pakistan.
We would like to contribute more in fostering the understandings between their nations and helping with the reconstruction of the economy in Afghanistan.
Security experts say the Taliban could use Chinese-built infrastructure to boost the exports of opium to the global market. The UN says a significant share of opium and heroin from Kandahar ends up in the US, fueling the opioid crisis for at least the past 15 years. And despite the Taliban and China saying they oppose the cultivation, sales and the use of opium, railway access could streamline Afghanistan's most profitable industry.
Each time when the issue of drug trade is raised, militants deny responsibility. They're saying that they do produce opium. It's forbidden, but we have no choice.
Some say China's Belt and Road could bring jobs and reduce drug production in Kandahar and Helmand. And yet, international efforts of the past 4 decades have failed to do that. Back in the 1980s, the Soviet military decimated opium production in Kandahar by helping build a socialist economy in Afghanistan, but their success was only short-lived. The Taliban rose to power in the mid-90s, fueling a new rise in heroin production, bound for Russia and the rest of Europe at the time. The US invasion in 2001 crippled the heroin output yet again for only a few years, after which it spiraled out of control.
If we wanted to fight a war in Afghanistan and win it, I could win that war in a week. I just don't want to kill 10 million people. Does that make sense to you?
President Trump is leading a peace effort to reconcile the Taliban with the Afghan government and include the group into that nation's politics. But China's growing presence in Afghanistan is stirring fears of a political drug syndicate possibly forming in Kabul and targeting America with shipments of heroin greater than ever before. Kristian Rouz, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.